part 2. You want to know why people are having such problems here with these cops? And it's not just here. It's all around the country. These cops have a gun and a badge. They're hardly educated enough to understand what these laws are that they're supposed to be defending and protecting of the people. They're against the people, folks. They're against you and me. There's good cops out there, but come on, look what's going on around this whole country. The militarization of these cops. They hardly have an education here out of high school. Some of them. I'm not trying to offend all of them, because there are good cops. I've been around cops. I know cops. They're good people. They're good-hearted. It's these few that are the problem. That's making an entire department look like crap. Like right here in Belen. Go ask the people around here. They know what the system is like here. My next door neighbor had an issue with her landlord. The landlord went to that magistrate judge and set up something to where this lady had no rights. She was forced to go into the courtroom. There was no process, no legal process done. I have it documented. I know where I have her phone number. She has left this state. I know where she is. I have her information. She can verify. What that judge did is very wrong. What he did with me and my civil rights and that courthouse over here is a joke. It's a real joke. Thank God he's no longer there. And whether it was after I filed those 2 complaints with the New Mexico Judicial Commission or not, I don't know. But it's very coincidental that it happened at that same time. I could go on and on with incidents here. You wouldn't believe the crap that's happened here. You would not believe it. The city doesn't want me over there, so they don't do anything. There's a sidewalk sitting out here with a 6-inch gap in it on the whole width of it. That was done by the next door neighbor when he poured concrete, as he systematically took over 4 feet 2 inches of my property, which after he was evicted because he wouldn't pay his mortgage, he still was coming over here stealing stuff from me, and the cops did nothing about it. Nothing. It's all one-sided. You want to talk about prejudice? I tell you what, I've lived in the South most of my life. I've never seen such prejudice, such racism. Everybody talks about this racism. Give me a break, people. It's just called ignorance is what that is. Most of the stuff happening has nothing to do with race. Unless you come down here to Belen. You want to see racism? Discrimination? If you're not Hispanic down here, forget it. I'm black, white, and Indian. I'm pretty fed up with the blacks and the whites. My wife is from here. Her grandfather was a police chief here for many years. Very well known. When we moved here, her cousin was the mayor here. She's got a number of family that has either worked or is working in this city here. Why did you have to come and deal with me, harass me? Only because I know the laws. I know my rights. I don't know how this bozo town and this community, this county and this state works, except for I've noticed that it's nothing but full of collusion and corruption. Federal investigation is needed. It's not just in the city of Albuquerque, folks. It's throughout this whole area. I got pissed off when I saw tonight a man in Farmington of 4 getting shot by 2 cops in Farmington, unarmed. And the state police comes up with some audacious excuse on the investigation that it was justified. These state cops are a joke in their investigations. How about the state cops that are down there in wherever it was, southwest of here, taking the guy to the medical facilities and getting cameras rammed up his ass? How about the state cops that are shooting at a van full of kids? What the hell is going on? I could tell you so many stories. You want incidents? I've got them. This is just an incident reports timeline of events. 5 pages of it. Of just this city. It doesn't go up past October, or it doesn't go past June of last year, 2013. About the Joseph Chavez brother, Michael Chavez, had his arraignment today in state magistrate court. It talks about, I went and picked up the police report from Chief Dan Robb. Keck's name was on there. Talks about that police report. And that I'm named as a suspect instead of the victim. My wife calls 911 reporting that I was being threatened. And I'm the suspect? I've got more of this. If you want it, I wish somebody would see it. I actually made 4 sets of over 3,000 pages of documents last year before I finally was able to get into, and that's in the middle of 4 emergency room visits in October alone. And that was prior to October 4th, the day of the court for Michael Chavez, where I had even sent I took a package over myself to Tina Garcia, the new magistrate court judge in this case, prior to my surgery on October 4th, and let her know that I was never subpoenaed into court as a victim. I was totally ignored by this cop, state cop, Robert Correjo, that did the investigation, and that is the prosecuting attorney. And that my surgery was at the same exact time as the day that courtroom started for Michael Chavez and his phone harassment. Well, I found out afterwards that Officer Robert Correjo just so conveniently didn't show up for court. And with the way the system is around here, including the fact that the first court date with Michael Chavez started, and Joshua, what the hell is his name? Joshua, son of the senator, that's an attorney here, just stops the court as it's going and decides that he's going to represent this Michael Chavez that's not standing there with anyone that's representing him. So he just steps in, and to me is a practice that is unethical. But with him representing Michael Chavez, no cop present, which they all know each other, these attorneys and the cops, speculation is that as long as that cop didn't show and I didn't show because I was in getting a foot of colon removed, that Tina Garcia, judge, dismissed the case. So nobody gets punished. So you have a cop that I suspect made the actual phone harassment calls, running around here with his head all high, thinking that he's high and mighty. He's a bad cop. I don't care how good of a cop Robert Correjo was. If he has anything to do with hiding that investigation, which actually was closed the second time, and I called and spoke with Major Weaver in Internal Affairs at the state police, and the case was reopened again. So it was reopened twice. I have all the documents. Go get the police report from the state. You'll see. It's a joke here, folks. The police problem is not just Albuquerque, it's all around this whole damn state. These cops just bounce around from one place to another. They get into an incident and they go to someplace else. September 2012. How about the incident report where a guy pulls up, makes threats to me, and the cops show up and they coerce everything to where I'm the suspect, that I threatened this guy when he threw rocks at me, made threats to kick in my ass, wanted me to go down on these other people's property, which she was trying to help him do, to get me to go down there to have a fight with him, and then she can have me arrested for trespassing. I sat on this pipe waiting for the cops. 4 or 5 cops show up, including the chief. I get charged for whatever, which wound up getting dismissed. But here I am going through dealing with more of this crap with these people. No one deserves to go through any of this. There needs to be, again, a federal investigation. The FBI has the documents that I gave them initially on this cop making these phone harassment calls, and they haven't done a damn thing about it. I've gone to them again about it. I've gone to the Attorney General's office about it here. He has 2 copies of everything. He's done nothing about it. I've gone to the governor's office. She's done nothing about it. And yet I have the documents. I have the calls. I have everything documented. I've gone to even Steve Pierce's office, and none of them do a damn thing about anything around here. All they're worried about is being governor and being a congressman, being a police chief and being a cop, being a mayor and being a city council member. They don't care about anything else. When it's corruption, they just wish it would go away, or they send you a letter stating that they don't want you coming into public buildings, or you're going to be arrested. I ain't stupid, people, but I'm stupid enough to have lived here and put up with this crap. Now somebody needs to do something about it. Like I said, I've even talked to one of the U.S. attorneys here, and he told me to go file things with the FBI. I've been to the FBI again. They don't do a damn thing about anything. I filed 5 complaints with the FBI on your .org website. Oh yeah, these cops brush it off and make it look like I'm the problem child. No, I'm the problem child that has documented every single thing. I've got their ass caught in a crack. And when I do, what happens? You got other cops that cover up for it, or judges, or whatever goes on around here. DA's office doesn't get involved. it ruffles their feathers. Well, you know what? My feathers were ruffled way too long and way too much. Get the feds down here.